I slammed my knee. Good morning, everybody. I guess I'm a minute late. Welcome to Coffee and Darts. I'm your host, Matthew. And this show, we talk about darts-related materials, other things going on in the darts community. On Mondays, we have a guest when they are available. And on Thursdays, we talk about upcoming tournaments and things going on in the world of darts. So welcome everybody here. Again, my name's Matthew. This is Coffee and Darts, episode 22, I believe. I need to check my notes on that one. But hey, we are sponsored by some wonderful people in the darts community. And throw those up here real quick. That would be Shot Darts. They make some incredible barrels. Wonderful people out of New Zealand. Been doing the darts thing since the 70s. And of course, Magicware. And if you were here on Monday, Jennifer Mounts from Magicware was with us. And that's where this really nice jersey comes from. And so Magicware, check them out. And of course, Atomic Darts. We are a part of Atomic Darts, but we are in the process of not splitting, because I am Atomic Darts and I am Coffee and Darts, but we're separating a little bit in regards to just how we kind of do things. We're trying to have a little bit of separation between the two items there. So thank you to all that help us out with this show. And welcome, everybody. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm just what's going on, Scottish Lad, Lash, and Corey. So, what is my favorite set of darts? So, Corey, I currently am loving and playing the Shot Zen Cayudo. I always forget the Cayudo part. So the barrel is called the Cayudo. It is a Shot product, and it is in the Zen lineup. So that's my favorite barrel right now. I actually play the soft tip barrel for both my steel tip and my soft tip. I put steel tip conversions on them. I had some sitting here. They're actually in the board up there. I threw a little. So we're going to talk a little bit about recovering after 18 hours of darts. It's actually been a little bit of recovery time for me with that. It's surprisingly, I thought it would just take a day or so, but yesterday was the first day I kind of actually could throw for any reasonable amount. And then today, hopefully I will be too. It's actually cramped my getting some reviews done that I was trying to do this week. I really couldn't throw for reviews. So I kind of just almost in a sense took the week off. But I still had a couple reviews in the can. So we get to put those out this week and then get some stuff up for next week. But let's talk darts and what's going on. Hey, I have questions for you guys. What did you guys think about Monday's show? That was our first time having a guest on. And of course, Jennifer Mounts being the best you can possibly imagine having for a first guest. She's just comfortable in front of the camera. She's full of knowledge. She's a wonderful person. She's loved in the darts community. And she will be back on. I want to talk to her about maybe doing a regular type thing, like once a week, having her on to hang out with us and just talk about what's going on in the world of darts, because she's very, very in there. I got to have a sip of my coffee. Couldn't do coffee and darts without coffee. So today I want to talk a little bit about, I had a couple blisters. This is not from throwing darts. This is from helping my son with some yard work yesterday, and ended up with a couple blisters. But I want to talk to you guys about some of the exciting stuff we have coming on here with Coffee and Darts. Really excited about a couple of different things. We got a logo being created, an actual logo. So we'll have a logo going forward, and we'll get some logo merch out. It's been asked for, so we'll be doing that. And then we are taking these episodes and creating a podcast. So that got into the works yesterday. And it's amazing. It takes weeks for a podcast to actually populate and get into the system. And then things go from there. So it's really, it's much more of a process than I thought. it would be, but we have been submitted to all the major situations, iTunes. So sorry, I had to turn off my notifications there. So iTunes, the Google for Alexa, you'll be able to at some point just get Coffee and Darts off of Alexa and listen to it. But there's like 20 major podcasting platforms that we're going to be going out to. So we did that yesterday. So I'm excited about that. It's just going to take a couple of weeks for that all to take place. But you'll be able to listen to this while you're driving. If you can't watch it. And of course, we're here on Facebook and YouTube. But we're going to talk about some cool stuff today. First off, I just want to bring this in here real quick and share my screen. And wondered if you guys saw this yesterday. This is comes from the U.S. Sun, at least this article does. And this is Marvin King, and he is delivering Amazon parcels or packages, as we would say here in the U.S. Of course, parcels over on the other side of the pond. But interestingly enough, Marvin has decided to, he was bored, I guess, but he's actually out delivering packages. And it's like they deliver somewhere between 180 and 200 packages a day. So, 180. But he's literally out there doing this. This talks a little bit more about it, but I just thought that was quite interesting when I saw this come across the news feed. That Marvin King is he's doing the deal. He's out, just make that a little bit bigger. He's delivering packages, which is cool. I mean, if you're just sitting around the house, I'm curious though, because he is ranked, I believe, number 22 currently. So he should be, Summer Series is next week. Are we not going to see Marvin playing, or was this just like a side gig for a month? I'm really curious as to the situation here, because you would think Marvin would be getting ready for Summer Series, which again, he should be included in that. And that's next week. So that starts next week on the 8th, which would be, what's that, Tuesday next week? So 4th is Saturday, so 5th, 6th, so like Wednesday next week. If I do my math right. Yeah. So, we got darts, less than a week away, and Marvin's out here doing this. So I'm just kind of curious as to, is this something he was doing and then he's kind of pulled back, or what the situation is? But I'm curious your thoughts on this. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, why not? Hey, I'm sitting around the house. You can only throw darts for so long, because I can explain that to you, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. You can't throw darts for 8 hours or 18 hours a day and expect to continue to throw and be competitive. So why not go work for a few hours and then throw darts in the evenings? So good for Marvin. Again, this article is the U.S. Sun. If you just go there, you can, which is a UK company, and you can get some information. You can find it off that. So I thought that was quite interesting. Let me come back in here real quick. So I do want to talk a little bit about this, which I came across this morning. This was just posted about an hour ago on PDC's YouTube channel, if you go over there. But this is a sit down with Gerwin, who I would love to do. So Gerwin, give your boy a call. Maybe? Okay, maybe not. But watch this. Gerwin's ready. Gerwin's been ready. Gerwin's been getting ready. Gerwin's like, it's on now. Season's here. Let's go. So he's looking forward and been prepping to play this out here real quick. So we could listen to it, and we could just hang out and do that, but probably get my hand slapped on that one. But go check this out. Gerwin is definitely in the ready to play. So check that out real quick. If you like Gerwin, or just it's a pretty good conversation in general. So, all right, let's take a minute and we're going to talk about 18 hours of darts, and then we'll talk about some of the stuff coming up with the PDC, some of the fun things that are happening, and we're going to talk about World Match Play a little bit and some information that has come out about that. But question that has come up during the week is, how did I fare after playing darts for 18 hours, or essentially practicing darts for 18 hours a day? It wasn't like, we conversated, we had fun with it, but that's pretty much like darts in general. So, let's just say I hurt all over for about 2 days. Like, I hurt in places I didn't even realize. I realized that part of that is because I was standing for 18 hours. I literally didn't sit down. Somewhere around the 16-hour mark, someone made a comment like, "Hey, Matt, why don't you," it was Michael, as a matter of fact, who said, "Hey, Matt, why don't you have a seat and throw darts from a chair, do something fun, do something different." And I honestly was afraid to sit down. I figured I would not get back up. As I yawn a little, I'm still tired from that too. Actually, kids woke up early this morning, and so I've been up for a number of hours. So I need my coffee. But in any case, my ankles hurt quite a bit. My legs hurt a little from, the little bit of a lean in with throwing. Right in here, all this muscle and tendon right in here hurt. And it's still, when I throw a little, I can feel it. So I haven't thrown much this week. Monday, I think I threw like 9 darts on Monday just to kind of see if it would work through, and it was painful. The shoulder did hurt and still has a little bit of, and it's just from working that stuff for such a long period of time. It's not like, oh my gosh, I damaged myself. It's just the muscles aren't used to that. So part of it is that muscle fatigue. I don't know. One of the kids woke up at 4 this morning. So part of it's that, and the lactic acid and the buildup there. This, I think, is a little bit of just strain in the hand. But I was surprised my butt hurt. Like the butt muscles hurt. So it was an overall good workout for 18 hours throwing darts. So if you want to get a full body workout, throw darts for 18 hours. But I was able to throw a little bit more on Tuesday, and then yesterday I threw for about 10 minutes or so, and it was comfortable. It wasn't great. I mean, there was still a little bit of hurt in the hand, but the arm and shoulder seem to be. There's Mrs. Atomic. It's like her noise. Oh, she's filling something big up. So if you're not familiar, I have a water pump. We have a water pump in our garage, which is where all this is done. And she just doesn't. We talked as I walked out here to sit down I'd prep some stuff. Went in the house real quick, checked on everybody and told her, hey, starting Coffee and Darts. She's like, okay, cool. All right. And yet we still get the noise. And the funny thing is we have 2 water containers in the house. So one's full. One got used and she's filling it up, and it's I'm going to make her a shirt like with a water. I don't know. I got to come up with a cool design for her for that. But that was Mrs. Atomic right there. We may get interrupted by a child here at some point too, because they're both up and been up for a little while. So anyway, it was fun. The 18 hours. If you missed it, it's out there on YouTube. It's out there on Facebook. Played darts for 18 hours. Did some different practices. Worked on my. So I meant to do this all week, but I couldn't really throw. I think today will be the first day I get a really good thing in. But I worked on my performance darts practice plan. So I worked on that, and we'll be. Oops, sorry. Don't worry about it, babe. That's Mrs. Atomic right there. But I got day one pretty much in. And then I figured, I would just go through that. I'm going to post my results on Facebook, and we'll see in 8 weeks, do I become a better OKS World Darts player? But time will tell. Doing a live show, and I'm yawning like crazy. This is so horrible. I should have had more coffee prior to the show. But that was fun. And so we did give away some darts on Monday, so I'm going to reveal the winner of that. And then yesterday we gave away the Oblivion set, which if you'd watched the video, so if you go check out some of my reviews occasionally, I will give away stuff, but you have to watch the review, and somewhere in the review I will reveal what the process is to win either that set of darts, or maybe it's something else. But if you're watching the reviews, you'll see stuff and more stuff coming with that. So that's that. Talk a little bit about Atomic Darts, the website. So we've got a couple of new designs coming. We have the New Zealand, which I'm supposed to get up this week, and I will do today when I get done with this within the next few hours. If you go, there will be a New Zealand logoed hat, and it's the color of the All Blacks, so it'll be black and white. So that was supposed to go up. I think I said I would do that Monday, and I literally was exhausted all week. I was busy. Like Monday, I had the interview with Jen. Like we kind of ended it. It was almost abruptly, but I had to be somewhere, and I was running 10 minutes behind. We went a little over. And I had to be somewhere. And I didn't get home until 5 o'clock that night. And then I had paperwork to do. So it was just a little crazy week, but it's been a blast. It's been fun working on some different things to make Atomic Darts and Coffee and Darts a little bit better, and bring some more stuff to everybody. So our winner was the Whiskey Guy, I believe. How Do You Whiskey? I had it written down over there. How Do You Whiskey won the Oblivion barrels. So How Do You Whiskey? I know that you liked it. I haven't gone to. I need to go check and see if you sent me your address, but those will get sent out this week. And then for the Jen mounts, Roy was the name that Jen picked. I talked to her later that day, and she'd kind of gone through and randomly picked a name, and it was Roy. So Roy, I've got those. Those will get mailed out today or tomorrow. And Friday. Tomorrow, I've got time set aside just to mail out everything. I got some darts, like Scottish Lad. I saw, just to get to your comment there, I saw that you did the review of the Whitlocks. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I will try, like later today, I'm going to goof around with a little bit of YouTube, and I have to schedule my days out, my time. So I have scheduled in just nothing time, which I do. And I'll probably catch it then and watch some other stuff on YouTube. And then I've got a set of darts for Scottish Lad. He won the Martles, and we had a conversation, and he's taking a different set that I had hanging out so that he can review them and take a look at them. And he knows that I really like those Martles. The Wayne Martle barrels really, really fit for me. So, and then I got some hats and stuff going out to people as well. So that'll all happen Friday. Thank you guys for hanging out for that 18 hours of darts. Whoever, hung in there, watched it. And I actually had one subscriber, Michael Holdman, who is a stud, who hung in there for all 18 hours. He basically had it on wherever he was during the day for 18 hours. So thank you, Michael, for hanging in there. It was 3 a.m. his time when we ended, and his son, his 17-year-old son, joined us as well, and that was pretty exciting to have him join us there at the end, which was pretty cool. So I give him another shout out. So I gotta look up his name again. Just bear with me on this one real quick. But hey, so the summer series is coming up. We've talked a little bit about it over the last couple of weeks because it's the next darting thing coming in. What do you guys think? Who do you think? Do you have any comments in regards to it? I mean, are you excited about it? I mean, we're less than a week away from darts again on TV. Unfortunately, there aren't going to be any spectators there, but it should still be a blast. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to all of that. And let's see here. Kyle. So I just want to give another shout out to Michael's son, Kyle. I believe he's 14, and he was hanging out with his dad at 3 o'clock in the morning, roughly, to end the 18 hours of darts, which that's really cool. Thank you again, Kyle, for that. And thank you, Michael, for watching that whole thing or hanging in there for that whole thing. And then I had a couple other people. It was all East Coasters for the most part at the end of the show that were still hanging in there. So I don't know if everybody was just getting up or what that looked like. Good. Hey, let's talk a little bit more about some darts. So we have the World Match Play coming up, and I want to share this with you guys real quick. So with this, let's do that a little bigger. Yeah, there we go. So it says here, World Match Play to take place behind closed doors. Let's see if it gives us a little bit more here. I haven't actually read this article, but of course we have the World Match Play coming up at Blackpool, the Winter Gardens in Blackpool, Winter Gardens at the Marshall Arena on July 18th through the 26th. And PDC talked with UK governments and have decided basically this is going to be closed doors. Oh. Now, for the first time, is an unprecedented step to take. Blackpool. So it looks like, they're not going to have spectators. So, yeah, so it looks like no spectators are going to be allowed this year. But if you've purchased tickets, they will be good for next year. So it says right here, existing ticket bookings for the 2020 will be transferred to the equivalent session of the 2021 event, which is planned for July 17th through the 25th. Or you can get a refund. So if you've purchased tickets and you want a refund, you can do that, or you can hold on to them for next year. But there will be no spectators at the World Match Play this year. It's sad. I'm saddened by that. I think the players are saddened that there's no spectators, because you remember they're entertainers. They want to get up and entertain and hang out and have all the fun that they get to have with all the spectators. I mean, they play off that. They play off the energy. So that's going to be fun. And it's going to be fun. That's sad. And I'm sure the players are saddened that their spectators aren't going to be there, and they love their fans. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but I did a post, I believe last week. So Rob Cross, who happens to smoke, is not going to be able to smoke during some of these tournaments. Do you think, please answer in the comments, do you think that's going to affect his game in any way? Specifically, will he nicotine patch it? Is it the nicotine he needs or the active smoking that he needs? I don't smoke. I smoked when I was younger, and it was just because it was cool. So I quit. Really, I just decided I'm not smoking anymore. I'm done. I'm doing sports stuff. So I didn't ever find an addiction to cigarettes. Now, I have friends that smoked less time technically than I did and became addicted. So I don't become addicted to things very easily, other than really good coffee. Mm. Yeah, that's good. Um, so I don't, and I've heard from smokers that it's more the active smoking. It's just that is the big draw, not so much the nicotine. Well, at least that's what they say. So who knows? So I'm curious, will Rob Cross perform to what we expect? And of course, coming into the match play, will we see him win that again? Um, how's that going to play out? Uh, do you think? I mean, if you watch that interview with Gerwin's ready. Gerwin's ready to hit this thing running. Michael Smith's lost some weight. He's coming in thinned out, mentally stable. As far as he's got all his family around him. He's ready to go, and I think he needed that more than anything. Van Gerwen, has this layoff been good or bad for him? We talked about this during the 18 hours that he's got a plan. He's kind of trying to stick to that plan, but you spent 3 months with your wife and kids, and who knows, maybe there's another one on the way. It changes things. It really does. And of course, Peter's on fire, but he's got the perfect lifestyle for it. And it's so funny because I was telling Jen Mounts, she needs to pull the Peter right, and she's been gone from darts for a little bit, take a little bit more time, get everything dialed in, and then come back to darts and just crush and dominate, which is essentially what he did. So, he's in a good place to maintain. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, Rob Cross has the family situation as well. I just understand that when you have that family aspect and you've been away from something for a while and you've been with the family more so, like working from home, and having family interactions, there are expectations, new ones. My kids expect me to kind of be done at a certain time during the day, even though I'm still working. They are like, hey, like, you're home, we're done with our stuff and we're bored. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You need to be done. So, and of course we have the interactions are good, but and I get to like do lunch with them and hang out with them. So I just wonder how much all of this has played out with all of these guys that have kids and families. Like for Peter, his kids are older. He doesn't have the little ones running around. So I'm just curious about how that's going to play out. I'm curious if we're going to see Cadby this year. Could we see Corey Cadby back this year? That's a question that I'm curious about. I know there was some talk, about a month ago about him. He came out, did a couple interviews, did one really nice interview, and talked a little bit about it. But could we see Cadby making a comeback? That would be interesting to see that this year. I mean, this could be a whole new year. What's your thoughts on ladies in darts? Are we going to see that worked in? I don't know what the PDC has planned coming in to. I know they've got the summer series, get things back in the move. Then we have the match play, which is perfect timing for them to make this move, get some darts, and then we get back into basically a major, which will draw. Unfortunately, it's a non-spectator attended event, which they thought we were going to have spectators too. They were really holding that up. My understanding is they weren't supposed to drop any of this information until the 4th, but apparently this just came out. I don't think I saw it yesterday morning when I looked. So that's new news for the match play. But I'm excited. Darts is back. We're going to see that. The CDC. So I want to talk a little bit about CDC. Let me pull that up here real quick, because they've got a tournament in Colorado that's supposed to be in a couple of weeks. And then the next one has already been canceled. So I don't know if Colorado's going to happen or not. Let's see if I can pull this up here real quick. I always get the CDC comes up. It cracks me up. Okay, I'll just throw this up here real quick. We'll take a look at it. So here again is this, if you're not familiar with the CDC, this is kind of a really nice, I don't want to say league because it's not a league, like the PDC. And of course, the PDC sponsors this. Like, so they're a sponsor. These are all sponsors down here that help out with the CDC and keep this thing running. But it's really helping produce some really good U.S. darts players to the steel tip 501 situation, which, of course, Americans sit more in that soft tip world. But so here is events. Let's go over here real quick. Come on, Mr. Computer. There we go. Oh, that's just, where was... Huh. I saw it. It's working. There we go. No, this is, yeah. So here we go. So we've got Denver in July. This is the tournament that's coming up. They haven't picked a place as to where it's going to be. The first two weekends were, our first two events were canceled. And so my understanding is I've heard that Nashville was canceled, but it's still showing here. So maybe we'll get that to come in. So these are the ones that are still on the list to happen. So we got Denver. So yeah, so see, like here you can see Chicago was canceled, and then there were a couple other that week 1 and week 2 were canceled. So week 3 coming up again is this Denver one. So if you're a CDC player, you're interested in the CDC, which is the Champion Darts Corporation. If you're interested in that, check out their website. Let me just put this up here real quick. Put this in the comments. You can check this out. Check them out if you're interested or in knowing a little bit more about the CDC. It's a pretty nice thing. I just saw Jeff Smith's name come up. Interesting thing about Jeff Smith, he just extended his contract with Winmo. I believe it was a 3-year extension, which means we're going to see a lot more of Jeff Smith, which I happen to like Jeff. I think he's a good guy. Had the opportunity to talk to him a few times in Vegas. And so excited to see him still pursuing darts. I was afraid COVID would kind of set that aside for him because he has other things going on. So excited to see that. Let's see if they've got, here we go, it's players. If you're curious about the CDC and its players, let's just take a look here real quick at some of these guys. These are some of the players that are the pros. You know, these are the top ranked guys in regards to get my ugly mug back on here. I was feeling a little out of it, like I wasn't in touch with you guys because I wasn't there. But so like Darren Young, who's arguably one of the best or the best U.S. player at the moment. Of course, he got into the second round last year at the World Championship. And then there's Chris White, who I think is one of the, in my opinion, he's up there definitely in that top 5 range. He's out of Canada, so I can't give him too much credit. But happy Canada Day, by the way, to all the Canadians. I think I'm a little under there. And Xandra, if you're still here hanging with us, happy Canada Day to you. So there, and look, there's good old John Part. I don't think John Part's playing these days, but they've got him on there because, you know, you got to throw John on there. Jim Long, Gary. So, and Leonard, I think Leonard, he flip-flops in that top 3. You know, he has years where he's really could be considered the number 1 player out of North America. Because again, remember, this is North America, so it's Canada and then he has years where, you know, but we all do that, right? John is still playing. Is he still playing? I heard that he was trying to get his PDC card. If I remember, and this could be way off because it was months ago, but I thought that was his like, hey, if I don't get it, I'm not playing bit. But Xander, you're saying he's still playing, so good, and he's found a home here at the CDC. He's a comical guy, and of course, then we got Jeff Smith, who just extended his deal, and JD, and Joe Cheney. Joe Cheney's the chainsaw, good guy. I got the opportunity to review some of his darts a few months back. He's a sharp shot darts player, and actually interesting looking barrel. It's got a lot of grip on the back, and it's smooth on the front, kind of like his head. Got a little smooth up here, and then we got a lot of grip going on the backside. I don't know. I just came up with that. JD, I love JD. He's like the gentle giant. He's just a big man, and he's super happy. And Jeff's just a good guy. He's the one pro that'll sit down with you, have a cup of coffee, and talk things out, no matter who you are. He's like, hey, just sit down and we'll have a conversation. I really like that about Jeff. Just a good guy. Larry Butler, Chuck, Kyle, of course, won last year. And Danny, I like Danny. Danny's a fiery young guy. I think Danny has great potential to do great things in the darts community. He's a fun, fiery guy. So that's some of the guys. But the thing you'll notice here, no ladies. So again, hoping the CDC will incorporate the ladies into this next year or two, get them into a playing position, which I think would be awesome to see that happen. So that's a soapbox for me, is getting the ladies a little bit more involved. And it's just one of the things, like, I love my football. I love baseball, but I love my football. I like ice hockey. And I like some golf. I like a lot of sports, basically, but there are certain ones that I will jump into and have some good knowledge about. The one thing I can say without question about darts, the one real thing I can say about that is it is the sport that levels the playing field no matter who you are. You could be 12 and beat every single one of these guys I just showed you. You could be a 12-year-old female and beat every one of these guys that I just showed you. Everything is super even within our sport, which is so cool when you think about it. It's a fascinating thing to me in the fact that everybody is handicapped the same. I mean, we're all at the same distance. We're all throwing to the same thing. The real difference, and I think this is what I love so much about darts. One of the things I think that makes darts so fun is it's you against the dartboard. It's you holding it together and hitting the double when you need to. It's you striking with that 180 and crushing your opponents. They think they got you, and then 180, and they're like, that aspect for me is huge. I just love that it's really me. It's on me. Unless you're playing team stuff. It's kind of cool to play team stuff and have someone that's better than you, but that's not what I'm talking about here. Even in that aspect, you still have to play within your game, and you have to have that mental hunger, the mental desire, and be mentally strong to push through. And that's what I love about the sport. It's just it's an even playing field. I've been beat by women enough. I mean, I'm the world's okayest darts player. There are some women out there that are the world's better than the world's okayest darts player for sure. Speaking, Xandra would probably she'd probably crush me. She's a great darts player in her right. And I guess is that so interesting. I know I'm kind of flipping here, but something that Jennifer mentioned, and I think is really poignant, when it comes to darts and just how we interact with people. The comment that she made about, hey, you're really good for a girl, that kind of stuck with me. And throughout the week, I've talked with some females that I know, and I've talked with a couple friends of mine that are Black, and just ask the question. That question. I've heard some other people say that over the last couple of weeks, like hey, you're pretty for a Black girl. You're good for a girl. You're pretty, you're pretty good for whatever this is situation. And it struck me, that struck a chord, like, oh, you know what? Wow, have I ever said that? Have I ever done that? But, and so I try and position it like in their own right. I've kind of tried to say that. So, like, Xandra, you're a great darts player in your own right, because you control you. I know that's a little off topic. It's a little out there, but I just thought that was really interesting when Jennifer brought that up. And maybe it's something we could think about as we interact, as leagues start up. Like our league just started. We're doing virtual, but it's a mixed league. We have ladies and guys, and so it's like, do we make comments like that? So anyway, just to, that was just, I thought that really sat with me out of that conversation. If you missed that, that was on Monday. Jennifer Mounts was with us. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It was episode 20. So she joined us for episode 20. And she talked a little bit about being a woman in darts. And Xandra, if you're on still, I would love to have you on like the Monday morning show, if that's doable from a time frame perspective for you, just to talk about being a Canadian doing darts, and how it's going for you. Because I know you had a good year last year, and I'd love to get your perspective in regards to darts. So maybe we can make that happen. So we'll connect on Facebook. I know we're friends on Facebook. Let's connect, and maybe I can get you on the show, and we'll talk a little bit about being, Canadian darts going over on Canadian. And real quick, guys, something I found out this yesterday, just doing some research on darts and what's going on. I had heard this before, but I didn't realize that it's just like a pro type league situation now for it's called Disabled Darts. Look this up. It's really cool. It's ladies and gentlemen that are disabled playing from a wheelchair. So the PDC and I guess the BDO at it when it was around had sanctioned the height of the dartboard, the distance of the dartboard. They had put in some stuff and created a league for disabled darts players. And I'm not sure how long it's been around. I had heard about it. I did a little research yesterday, came across. It's pretty cool. Just the fact that, again, here is a sport that encompasses everybody. And there's just no handicapping in a sense. Like in darts, or in golf, you can handicap because someone might be scratch golfer versus someone who's a 20 over type player. In darts, outside of the fact that yes, you can have someone who PPR is different and so forth, but that doesn't matter because we have all seen it. And we can just go to Peter Wright losing last year in the first round. He shouldn't have lost. Technically, on paper, he was a better darts player. There have been a number of pros, top-ranked players that get beat by non-ranked players. I go back to Dawson Machon and the Machine at the USA Darts Open 3 years ago. Dawson beat him and shouldn't have in regards to what everything dials out on paper and PPR and all that. So I think that's again the beauty of darts. One of the things I love about it. So curious again, what you guys are thinking with the summer series. Are you guys excited? Is anybody going to be watching? How are you watching? I know if you're in certain areas of the world, you've got Sky Sports and other ways to watch. For me, it's pdc.tv. I have a subscription. That's how I do it. So curious how you guys are going about. Do you want to also do a shout out to Fallon Schrock? Happy birthday. I believe that's 26. Welcome to your mid-20s. It's fun and exciting. I was there once. Coffee. Another quick question for you guys as we are going to be wrapping this up here. What are some topics you would like me to cover? And they can be topics that I cover with a guest or I cover on my own. What are guests or people you would love to see on the show? And of course, every top pro is going to be named, but I don't have that kind of pull just yet. So like real people, like if you know someone that you're like, hey, this person's involved with stuff, do that. Speaking of which, on Monday, don't forget to join us. I've got Nathan Scaccia from Scaccia Original Designs. He makes dart cases. So he will be on the show. And as a bumbled headed me, his dart case that he made for me is up there. And I forgot to have it here to show you guys. So it's the little dart case that's sitting right there. But Nathan's going to be here, and he's going to be talking about how he makes the cases. So he'll be kind of going through the process of what it takes to make a case like that. It's multiple day process. It's pretty cool. So he's going to be on with us on Monday doing that. Roy, I see that you're on, and I just want to real quick, if you didn't catch this, you were the winner of the signed Jennifer Mounts barrels. And again, these are collectibles because they're out of print as far as the type of barrel. They're not manufacturing these anymore because Jennifer took a small hiatus from darts. We're going to get her back out there. But so you were the winner of those. Your name was drawn. What's going on, Chris Williams? How you doing? And Larry, a shot representative in the works. Actually, there is a gentleman that actually designs the barrels. And so we're friends on Facebook, and I'm trying to figure out from time frames how we make that work. But that is a good one, Roy. And yes, would love to. I'd like to get some people from Shot and maybe just get, like Sandra. I'd love to have you on. I mean, you've played professionally. Would love to make that happen. We just have to make sure that time frames work. But I think you're on the same time frame as me. You might be East Coast time. I don't remember exactly where you are in the province of Canada, the great country of Canada. So, well, guys, it is a little after 8, and this is technically a 45-minute show. I like air quotes today. I've been doing that a lot. So we're going to give it a little bit of a wrap up here. So again, thank you to our sponsors, Magic Wear. Of course, this wonderful jersey. I wore this jersey for 18 hours. I did wash it. And I'm put it back on today. I was a little scared of it, like thought it might hurt me. But no, it's doing well. So new logo coming out. So that's coming out in the next couple of days for Coffee and Darts. We're podcasting now. It's going to be a couple weeks for that to all show up on all the fun little podcasts that are out there. But that's happening. Website for Coffee and Darts being designed. This could be a little separate from Atomic Darts. So they'll be interlinked, but they'll be somewhat separate. Some new designs coming out for Atomic Darts. The cartoon T-shirts that I've like the Gerwin Price one that I have and all that. Guy I know does the cartoon stuff. Did a bunch of them up for me, so that's coming out. I would, Larry, I see that right there. Someone from Phoenix Dart, I would love to do that, or Bull Shooter. That would be fun. Xandra could probably help me out with some of that as well, because I know she plays in the Bull Shooter. So just saying. But yes, that's good stuff, and would like to get soft tip in here. I talk a lot about steel tip. I'm in a steel tip league, but I love soft tip. I love playing that as well. So I'd like to get that interacted in here as well. So All right, guys. Well, again, huge shout out to Shot Darts for supporting Magicware, for supporting Anatomic Darts, for supporting, even though it's kind of the same thing, but it's not, but it is. Well, what was the phone call about, Sandra? You need to get on the phone with me, like in a couple Mondays. Let's do a call. So we'll make that happen. All right, guys. I actually need to get out of here. I gotta get back to the real world. I'm doing air quotes again. I need to get back to the real world for work. And thank you guys for catching this episode of Coffee and Darts. Hey, real quick, because I will be checking all the comments here. Let me know if there's a different time frame that works for you guys, because I've got some leeway on this. I do this in the mornings for me, but if there's a different time frame that you guys think makes more sense, we're still in the, this is episode 21. We're still in the makings and the workings of this, and over the next couple of months, we're gonna have some fun changes coming up. So that could be a change that we do in regards to when we post this show or when we go live. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. I really got to land the plane, as Sean Cannell would say. Got to land this plane and get into other things. Thanks again. Again, thanks to Magicware for supporting us. Thanks to Shot Darts for supporting us. Thank you, our subscribers, and those that watch the show for supporting us. That is much, much, much appreciated. And let me know some coffee. Drop a coffee then. What coffee do you like? Because coffee is going to become a topic on Coffee and Darts. Believe it or not, it's in the name, so we're going to talk about it. Thanks again, everybody. I will see you guys on Monday with Nathan Scaccia from Scaccia Original Designs. He does make the wood and resin customized, one-of-a-kind original dart cases. All right, guys, I will talk to you all later on the Facebook and on the YouTube. I'll see you later.